Hi everyone, it's Robyn from Water Moon Tarot, and I'm here today to do the third part of my moon sign series. And we are at the third sign of the zodiac, which is Gemini. So the moon in Gemini, well, Gemini is a mutable sign. It's an air sign and it's a masculine sign. So, like we had said before in the other videos, masculine signs aren't exactly super comfortable in the very feminine planet of the moon. So, the emotions with the moon in Gemini don't really run very deeply. Moon and Gemini people take things kind of with like a grain of salt. So, meaning that it's very rare to find a Moon and Gemini that goes into these, huge fits of depression or anger or any of these really strong feelings, because they're always kind of easy breezy like the air signs that they are, and they don't take themselves too seriously. So they'll never be super jealous or super angry or super anything when it comes to their emotions. They're kind of always on an even keel. However, at the same time, they are a mutable sign, meaning that they're very changeable. So, how they feel can change from one thing to the next very quickly. Not only that, they are a dual sign. It's Gemini, it's the twins, so there's two. And there's other dual signs, but Gemini is a dual sign, so very often their feelings change quickly and could look very different. One day they could be, 1 minute they can be super happy, or everything's okay, and the next minute they could be you know not as happy, more like quiet, or in the next moment they could be, they're very changeable. So they are also very adaptable. So in any situation, they kind of like adapt themselves. They very often have a million different types of friends. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold. A million different types of friends and a million different types of kinds of friends, and their friend groups are often very different from each other. They can have very different types of groups of people that they hang out with, that they enjoy socializing with, because they love to socialize, they love to talk to people. That's a key word for Gemini, is communication. They love to talk to people. They love discussing and thinking and all things communication. They're huge thinkers. They're always thinking. Their minds are super critical. They are critical in general. Like, they will see every angle to every situation. Not only that, they could very often be kind of like picky, because they analyze every situation so closely. They can see the mistakes, a lot of Gemini moons that I know, other people could be kind of like uncomfortable because they're always around them, because they're always kind of like picking at little things, because their mind is like a computer, and they just compute all of this information, and they can see all the little idiosyncrasies of things in detail, and this line is not quite straight, so they're very meticulous about what they think, how they see, how they analyze things, and how they communicate. They communicate very well. You could talk to, I mean, the Moon and Geminis that I know, I mean, they never stop talking. They're always talking. They're talking on the phone. They're texting. They're having a conversation over here. They're having a conversation over there. You will be able to find a Moon and Gemini at a party, kind of flitting around, mingling with everybody, and everybody like loves them because they're super friendly and super charming, and very sociable, extroverted type of people. So when it comes to their emotions, though, it's not heavy at all, unless, you know, there's an aspect to the sun that's difficult, meaning if their sun sign is in something more feminine and more sensitive. But in general, the Moon in Gemini really doesn't take things too seriously, and they communicate so well. They're very often salespeople or marketers or writers or speakers of some type. They could be like motivational speakers. They can be amazing writers. Many Moon and Geminis are very good writers. They can be you know, they could write blogs and books and all kinds of things. Like, they really have a very an ease with that type of thing and communicating what they want to convey to other people, and people find them to be extremely interesting. So yeah, amazing salespeople. When it comes to love, Moon and Gemini loves love a lot. However, they, at the same time, they love all over the place. So they're not exactly, because again, it is a mutable, changeable sign, and because they love people, they really are very sociable people. They're not really the type of people to kind of stick in the same relationship for very long. They have a very active mind, and they like their mind to be constantly stimulated by different things. So they get bored very easily if they were to be with the same person for like too long. So very often they kind of like move from relationship to relationship, and you know, and they're very fun to be around. You know, they're a good time. If you're looking for somebody to just, you know, hang out with or go out with, you know, and have a good time, go out, go dancing, go, you know, have a drink or whatever. Light, not too committed, fun times. That a Moon in Gemini would be the type of person that would be great to have that with, just as long as it doesn't get too heavy or too anything like that. So yeah, they're really great to have around for fun times. But if you're thinking about settling down and a more, you know, a more stable Moon would probably be there for a longer type term. Again, this all depends on the rest of their chart. If their Venus, their love planet, is in, you know, a fixed sign or a more stable sign, or if their Sun is also in a more fixed sign or whatever, or a more feminine sign, this could be changeable. But in general, Gemini likes a lot of variety and a lot of change. They don't like to do the same thing all of the time, because again, their mind needs constant stimulation. They love to argue, not because they like to fight, but they just like to argue and use their mind to kind of like win the debate. They love to debate things. The Moon and Geminis I know, like if I look at the clock and it's, you know, 11:13, I say, you know, it's 11:15, and they'll be like, no, it's 11:13, and then that'll be a debate. So they're very they love to debate, they love to argue. They need to be right a lot of the time, because their minds are just so, again, meticulous with detail and things like that, and they love that stimulation of like the argument, the talking, and what do you think in your opinion, and all of that type of stuff. So in love. Exactly, we went over that. So yeah, so basically they would be great at anything to do with sales. I know Moon and Gemini that are constantly selling things. They love to get a great deal on things. They want to use their mind to like their advantage. They want to, they love to get like deals on stuff. If I buy 1,000,000 of this, then I'll sell it cheaper and then I'll make, like they're very, they love to get like a bargain. Like they love to know that they've used their mind and gotten something from that. They love that. So that's just a quick general overview of the Moon in Gemini. If you have any questions, you can always contact me at Water Moon Tarot. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube. If you want a more precise, personal reading, a more personal, map of the planets of when you were born, I could totally do that. And of course, any type of compatibility between yourself or another person, if you want more, information of that, we could do that too. And of course, I'm always offering tarot readings over video. So contact me. I love you guys. I'll be back next with the Moon in Cancer. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.